It's so stupid, it's positively brilliant.
The Brilliant Idiots Podcast.
Yep, Charlamagne the God.
Andrew Schultz.
Back for another week of the Brilliant Idiots Podcast. Let's get right to it. Andrew, what did you see last week that was positively brilliant? What did you see last week that made you say, what a fucking idiot?
Man, positively brilliant last week was very tricky, man. I felt like everything just went wrong last week.
Really?
Does that not make sense? Like, there was just so much crazy drama that came out last week. You know, I found out.
You have those weeks?
Say what?
You can have those weeks.
Yeah, I feel like everybody had it. Like, it's just so much fucked up shit going on.
Really?
Does that make sense?
Man, listen, you're alive.
Yeah,
alive.
I guess you're right, man. I'm blessed.
You're breathing.
I'm blessed, you know, but it is our job to talk on culture, and I feel like culture's in a really weird place right now. I'll tell you, what a fucking idiot. You ready for my what a fucking idiot?
Let me hear it.
Matter of fact, you can even cut everything I said before and just start it with this. What a fucking idiot. Trump was asked about Ghislaine Maxwell, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Ghislaine Maxwell is Jeffrey Epstein's pedophile accomplice, piece of human garbage. She is going to be on trial. She's, I guess, in custody right now. And Trump was asked about her, and this guy bobbled the easiest question in the entire world. The question was, what do you think about Ghislaine Maxwell or something like that? And he goes, you know, I saw her in passing, in Palm Beach. I wish her the best. I wish her the best. What do you mean you wish her the best? What the fuck does wish her the best mean? This is all you got to say. All you got to say is there's some horrible things that she's accused of. That's absolutely horrifying and absolutely disgusting. And if she's guilty of those things, I hope she gets justice. That's the answer. What is I wish you the best?
Well, as a man who's always constantly working on himself, through therapy and a sacred purpose coach and other things, that is exactly what I say to people when I wish them the worst. That is exactly what I say to people when I hope they get found hung in a cell somewhere. All right? That is exactly, and I get it, he's the president, so he should have had a more politically correct answer. But when somebody talks to me about somebody, Andrew, that I absolutely despise, but I'm trying not to hate, I say, God bless him, I wish him the best. Every time. Every time. Every time. So I don't know how he feels about this woman. But I'm just saying that's how that for me personally, when I don't wish you the best, I say God bless you, wish you the best. Because that's so generic, right?
Interesting. So you think Trump is actually doing the opposite?
I don't know what Trump is doing. I never know what Trump is doing. I'm just speaking from my perspective, which is also something I'm, constantly talking to my therapist about, me making things about me all the time. But it's just like,
are you tapping into that, Charlotte? Hold on. Do you think you have an ego, Charlamagne the God?
Yeah, we all got ego though. Ego is good.
You can't be in this business if you don't got an ego. I'm tired of motherfuckers that are in entertainment, entertaining people going, oh, I'm egoless. I don't have an ego. Well, then shut up. Go somewhere. It's not for you.
You can't wake up every day if you don't have an ego. Not even in this business. Just to live as a human. Mm-hmm. But you got to make sure that you don't have a wounded ego. You got to make sure that your ego is not your inner
enemy.
Your wounded inner child screaming for help. You know what I mean? You got to make sure that inner child within you is not getting triggered by things that are happening to you as an adult and saying, hey, deal with me.
Let me put the question like this for you. Charlamagne, how do you feel about Jeffrey Epstein? Back when he was alive. How do you feel about him?
Didn't give a fuck.
Isn't that a better answer than, well, I wish him the best?
I'm going to be honest with you. And this is just me being crazy, I guess. It all's the same to me. If I don't give a fuck about you, I wish you the best. I used to say, God bless you. I used to say, God bless him, but fuck him. Right. But that sounds like too much of an oxymoron.
Right.
So I just be like, God bless him. I wish him the best. And you'll still get a butt fuck him out of me.
I think butt fuck him is good. I would keep the butt fuck him.
Damn, somebody's gonna edit that crazy.
You still get a butt fuck him out of me?
I know we're all gonna be a little gay. Everybody's a little gay.
Come here. You'll still get a butt fuck him out of me, bro.
You'll still get a butt fuck him out of me.
All I'm saying is it like, let's say
I'm not in jail no more, but you'll still get a butt fuck him out of me. I'm not gay no more. I'm delivered, but you'll still get a butt fuck him out of me.
Bro, it's all good on holidays, bro. It's like alternate street parking.
No, I'm with you though. I mean, yeah, as a president, I guess you got to stay neutral. So as a president, even though we've never seen Trump stay neutral, Trump clearly picks a side. So, to me, and I thought about that when I saw him say that. That is a man who he's been accused of being down with the Epsteins, right? Or partaking in what they were doing.
Who, Ghislaine Maxwell?
Yeah, wasn't
That's
Trump?
girl.
Wasn't Trump in the mix of all of that? Wasn't Trump in the mix of Epstein and Maxwell and all of them?
Everybody's in the mix. Now, there's this whole conspiracy on the internet, I think QAnon, which is basically, and I'm going to fuck it up, so if you know about it, but they're basically believe that Trump is going into politics to like drain the swamp, get rid of all the pedophile elites that are like running these pedophile rings and using it to compromise people around the world. That's what they believe. And this got to be the biggest blow to them because he just fucked up the question and he was aware of what's going on, right? He said Prince Andrew did some foul shit. He said the Clintons were on that island. He said Epstein's island was foul. He's on record saying all these things. And now all of a sudden, while this chick is in custody, he's like, oh man, I wish her the best. It's almost as if somebody could say this. They could go, oh, maybe she got some shit on him and he's trying to send a message to her lawyers or even her, yo, I'm going to be gracious to you. You be gracious to me.
Schultz, the message already was sent. The message was sent when Larry Epstein was hanging in that cell. Now, I've seen the young lady.
Jeffrey Epstein, not all white Jews have the same name.
Well, Jeffrey Epstein, right?
Yeah.
If I'm Donald Trump, that message has been sent. All I've heard is the Maxwell lady say how she's scared that she's going to get killed in jail. She's scared something's going to happen to her. So once you've already sent that message, and I'm sure a message has gotten to Christine like, all right, this can go one of two ways.
Ghislaine.
Whatever. What the fuck is her new whatever the fuck? So
it's
Trump
unbelievable.
It's
unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
Here's what Brother Leonard is saying.
How you fucked up both of their names within 15 seconds of each other.
So,
this is unbelievable.
So listen. So Danny, right? So Danny, the president, Danny's like, look, I'm on this motherfucking stage, and I'm saying to Christine, what's her name? Seriously, what's her name?
Ghislaine.
I'm saying to Ghislaine, I wish you the best. Meaning, I wish you the best as long as you keep your motherfucking mouth shut about me.
Right. It's almost a message, right? It's a coded message.
And Andrew, they haven't gotten a chance to, do whatever it is they're going to do to her.
What do you think they're going to do to her?
You can't run the same play. You can't run the same play. You can't run the same play, Schultz. That goddamn hangman offense, you can't do that shit. All right? You can't run the same play. It would be too obvious. You can't run the same play. You can't. So they got to figure it out.
They got to say COVID.
COVID,
you get out of here with COVID.
Low COVID can get her out of here. Low poisoning, but COVID.
COVID is probably the easiest way to kill somebody right now because it's not on you. You just got to make sure that bitch gets COVID.
Yeah. We got to watch Taylor. Taylor came up with that one a little too quick.
Yeah, how'd you know that so fast?
Yeah, she's playing that one out.
Yo, that's grimy right there, dude.
Pray for Taylor's boyfriend.
Yo, we're praying for your boyfriend. What's your boyfriend's name again? Why not?
No, I'm not saying.
You know what's crazy? I was talking to Taylor last night and I was asking her about her boyfriend, whatever. And she was like, yeah, I'm going to take him to Philly this weekend for a cheesesteak.
For a what?
I was like, it was just so random. Like, I'm going to take him to Philly this weekend for a cheesesteak. So
Yeah, that sounds
She
sexual.
got her alibi already.
It sounds sexual.
No.
Sexual, dude.
Actually, what she said before that was he's getting on my motherfucking nerves.
Yeah, but it's all good. We're fine.
Wait, why is he getting on your nerves? Why
What do
you
you
keep
mean?
annoying that man? Leave that man alone.
He's not hearing this episode because he's gonna be like, "See, I told you."
But seriously, why are you driving him crazy? Why
I'm
are you trying to piss him off for no reason?
Don't do that.
I'm serious.
It's just little tiny fights. Don't
About
mean
what?
nothing.
What are you fighting about?
I'm not. We're not discussing this. Go back to what y'all are
Charlotte,
talking
man.
about.
Can you explain to her that this is entertainment? We got to share what's happening in our lives.
Let me
I
make this
took-
clear, Charlemagne.
Oh,
Let's bet.
ooh,
Let's bet if I'm not in a relationship,
uh-huh.
the time you said, like, if I'm not in a relationship after next year, then it has to be like some bet because he thinks that we're gonna all his nieces about to be single.
They are. A
Why
lot of
do
them
you
didn't make
think?
it out the pandemic.
You don't think they got the pandemic punani?
Nah, it don't have nothing to do with that. It's just that they're all young. And
I'm not that young no more.
how old are you now?
29.
Yeah, you right there. you right there. You can't call you Young Liberty Bell after 30. You just a bell. You just Bell. What's up, Bell? That's Bell from Philly. Okay. No, Trump did fuck that question up. But I mean, I'm seriously in my sick mind. That is what I say to people when I don't want to curse them. Straight up. When I don't want to say fuck you, only because I don't want to bring myself down to your level and I don't want to bring my energy down to your level, I really do say, God bless them, wish them the best.
You know, you could just say also, I just hope they have the day they deserve too. That's what I say to people.
Listen, y'all are more gracious
like
than
that.
me. If
I like
somebody
that. I like
asks
that.
me how I feel about the people who are running like a pedophile ring, I'm not going to say God bless them. That's just me, though. I don't know.
They
What
pray
about
for you
you?
before they execute you.
Say again?
Don't they pray for you before they execute you? Don't they bring in a reverend
They
to
do?
pray for you before they
Imagine-
electrocute you?
imagine
Wait, no, they
that's
don't.
your
Lethal
job.
injection?
Imagine that's your
For
job
what? Why would they do
for the church. Like, you worked your whole life. You ain't get no pussy your whole life so that you could be like a priest of some cathedral and all you got to do is pray for the guy who's about to get electrocuted.
Why not? It don't matter. They still gonna get.
Also,
But
how do
like,
they
what's the
decide
point of
God
that?
who
What's the
gets
point
to
of
be a
praying if you
priest? Like,
already?
how do you figure out what happens in church? Like, who decides who gets to be? Like, how are you good at priesting?
Yeah. Why don't you gotta go to school?
Say again?
Don't you gotta go to school?
Yeah, but like, it's not like there's a test.
Was somebody barking in there?
Yeah, we got a dog in here.
I'm about to say, y'all taking this DMX Snoop Dogg versus thing a little too far.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Listen, you know who I saw this week that was positively brilliant?
Mark,
And
can you take,
I'm bringing this up
Yeah.
because it proves to Taylor that I was correct. Tobias Harris and CJ McCollum. Tobias Harris and CJ McCollum.
Yeah.
Tobias plays for the Philadelphia 76ers. CJ McCollum plays for the Portland Trail Blazers. Tobias Harris was in a press conference. Taylor can put the audio here if she's not hating on the situation.
So Russell Westbrook, we saw, collaborated with the NBPA to create those social justice shirts for the players. I know that you showed your support via some social media accounts. I'm just wondering if those shirts are something players plan to wear during warmups, or if there is a plan for those, or if you'll be involved in any way.
Nothing against the t-shirts, but we want to make sure that Daniel Cameron will arrest the cops and the officers involved with Breonna Taylor's death. And that's all I got to say.
Thanks, T. Let's go
That's going to be my answer for every question.
Fair enough.
For Daniel Cameron to step up and to do what's right. And that's the only message I got today. I appreciate everybody. Thanks.
Tobias refused to answer any questions other than to say Daniel Cameron. And I don't even know if that's his name because y'all know I'm terrible with names. I know his last name is definitely Cameron.
Mm-hmm.
But the I think it's the Attorney General in Kentucky or the DA in Kentucky, I don't know what the fuck his title is. But you're like, I am not saying anything other than he needs to arrest the cops who killed Breonna Taylor. And then CJ McCollum spoke about a great conversation he had with Breonna Taylor's mom and how they need to arrest the cops that killed Breonna Taylor. Now, all of it went viral. If you notice, the media has moved away from those protests. They're not showing you the protest anymore, even though they're happening. They're showing you what's going on in Portland, but that's only because the military is there beating up protesters and breaking up protests. But for the most part, the media is not showing you the protest no more. They back on COVID, and they back on the upcoming election, and they on Kanye West, right? So it is good that you have the NBA coming back and Major League Baseball even yesterday. Those guys were taking a knee. So it just keeps awareness on what's going on out there in those streets. And this is something else I thought about. And think about the people who aren't LeBron James. Think about the people who aren't Kyrie Irving. Think about those guys who don't have a voice as big as theirs. The only place they'll be able to maximize their voice is with that NBA platform, is at those press conferences. Think about the people who tweet things like this all day long, post stuff on their Instagram, and nobody cares because they don't have a bigger voice as LeBron and whoever else. This is why the NBA will not be a distraction. This is why the NBA and really all sports are going to be so necessary over the next few months because it will be athlete activism. It will be protest through sports. I think it's going to be great.
Question. And this is about the Breonna Taylor thing because I've been just reading up about this a little bit. So just break down the events because I'm trying to find out who needs to be held accountable. Who specifically do you point the blame at?
The person that made the charge, like told them to.
So they're saying
whoever
arrest
issued the warrant.
Police officers, right? That killed Breonna Taylor. But the police officers were acting on behalf of a faulty warrant, right? A warrant that had the wrong address. And there's a rule that allowed them to just break into a house without a knock, right? So, and correct me if I'm wrong, did the police officers do what they were legally allowed to do and what they were supposed to do?
That I'm not sure of. I don't know.
Because I keep hearing people go, arrest the police officers. And my concern is that not enough people understand what happened with the Breonna Taylor case so that when they see the police officers not being arrested, they're going, see, look, this is a failure of our justice system, when they don't realize that the person who created this situation is the person who put the wrong address on the warrant for arrest or warrant for search and seizure.
Now, I've heard people say that they should arrest the person who issued the warrant as well, but I think with the police officers,
she was alive still.
The fact that they came in the house and when they shot her, they didn't issue her any aid.
Yeah.
It said she was alive. It said she was alive for like 6 minutes after the fact.
Yeah.
And they didn't issue any aid whatsoever.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
so
okay,
I think that's where
so they were negligent. They were negligent after the mistake that they made. And you'd have to prove that they like purposely were negligent. I think there's some other things that they did afterwards. They tried to cover it up or something like that.
Yeah, like they told the mom that she was going to, or that she's at the hospital already. The mom goes to the hospital, waits there for 2 hours, comes back, she's still in the house.
Right. So it seems to me that there is a cover up for a mistake that
it definitely was a cover up. I can't remember what it was though.
Right. So then you can hold them accountable for the cover up. My concern with these things is that we keep pushing a message out there to the world that can't be tried in the court of law. Right. This is like a really fucked up case. Obviously, the cops, or it looks like as if the cops have covered it up. So you have to press charges on them for covering up the murder. You have to press charges on them for like maybe not attending to the body after they shot it. Right. But going into the house in the first place, it seems as if it wasn't their fault. No?
Well, listen, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't have enough information on the case as to why they want the police officers arrested. But I know that there's people who've been working on this case and researching this case far more than I have. So they understand why the officers need to be arrested. I do know, like I'm reading here now in the New York Times, she received no medical attention for more than 20 minutes after she was shot. Right. And the police have been investigating 2 men who they believed were selling drugs out of a house that was far from Miss Taylor's home. But a judge had also signed a warrant allowing the police to search Miss Taylor's residence because the police said they believed one of the two men had used her apartment to receive packages. And the judge ordered a so-called no-knock warrant, which allowed the police to enter without warning or without identifying themselves as law enforcement. No drugs were in the apartment, nothing. So, I don't know.
It seems like at bare minimum, this entire case needs to be investigated, and maybe from a neutral source, not internal, whatever it is. Like, what is that thing, Alex, where like the police investigate themselves?
Internal affairs?
Like not internal affairs. I'm talking about a neutral outside source got to come in and look at this case top to bottom and see, because it seems like there's a lot of mistakes that were being made and a lot of cover-ups that have happened. And that's what happens when the justice system is connected to the police system. Obviously, you're going to take care of your boy. That's what people do.
Yeah, the officers, they didn't knock when entering. The officers said they did knock.
Oh.
Right? Yeah, they said they did knock and did identify themselves. But her boyfriend said they didn't, and that's why he feared for his life and he fired in self-defense. And they said that the police report contained a bunch of errors. It listed Breonna Taylor's injuries as none, even though she had been shot 8 times, and indicated that police had not forced their way into the apartment, even though they used a battering ram to break the door open.
Yeah, this whole case needs to be looked at. This whole case needs to be reviewed. There's a lot of wild shit going on over here.
Yeah. What a fucking idiot also goes to Matthew Slapp.
Who's that?
Matthew Slapp is he's the head of CPAC, if I'm not mistaken. Hold on, let me get that right. I don't want to mess that up. Matt Slapp is, yes, he's the head of CPAC. Yeah, he's the CPAC chairman.
Okay.
And he's a Trump advisor.
Okay.
And we can play that audio. He was on Fox News, and he actually was talking about Joe Biden and Joe Biden's cognitive abilities or lack thereof. And he said that Joe Biden couldn't even get through an interview with a rap star without, telling that rap star, you ain't black. And,
he brought you up.
Joe Biden is essentially trying to duck and cover, not have a full campaign, hang out in his house, and none of us are able to really see what he's got. He ought to take an hour and answer all the tough questions, and he ought to release his schedule every day that shows that he's full all day long with events. Instead, we see a speech here or there. He does interviews. He did an interview with a rap star, and he couldn't even get through that without a big foible on the "you ain't black." So I think the problem is Joe Biden is not running a fully energetic, real campaign.
Wendy Osefo, I want to get your response to this.
What we want to hear is facts. What are you going to do for those individuals who have lost family members due to the pandemic? What are you going to do to ensure that we do not have another issue like George Floyd within our police departments? That's what we want to hear. And when, Biden made the comment about African Americans, that was not a rap star. That was Charlemagne the God, who's a nationally syndicated radio host. I know he's a black man, so you may think he's a rapper, but he's not.
I got to salute Wendy Osefo. I really can't pronounce nobody's name. I hope nobody takes. I hope nobody takes it personal.
It's actually remarkable.
That's why I have so many nicknames for people.
Yeah,
Wendy O. What up, Wendy O? My girl, how you? You know what I mean? I really can't pronounce nobody's name, but Wendy checked him right then and there, and that's what you should do. I am a stern believer. I don't believe in canceling. I believe in counseling. So I don't believe that Matt Slapp is racist because he referred to me as a rap star. I just feel like he has a cultural blind spot. And I feel like people have stereotypical tropes when it comes to black people. I'm clearly not tall enough to be a basketball player. So if you see a black person and they have a certain level of success, if you see them on television and they're talking to a presidential candidate, you just think in your mind, oh, that guy's a rapper. And listen, once again, I don't think he's racist. I think that's a cultural blind spot. And it's a positive stereotype. Rap has saved a lot of lives. Rap has gotten a lot of people out of the ghetto. Rap has financially empowered a lot of people. So I don't get offended when somebody calls me a rap star. I just think that person needs to be corrected. And Wendy Osefo corrected him right then and there in that moment. And I thought that was brilliant.
Now, do you care about the context in which, like, what he was talking about? Do you believe that it's true that, like, Biden is a little mentally off?
I think he's old, bro.
Yeah.
I think he's just old. You know what I mean? I think he's old, and he's at that. He's always had gas, right? Like that was Biden's thing. They always said Biden just would say anything off the top of his head, right? And now he's older, and it's really bad. Like, that's what happens when you get older. He's what, 80? I don't fucking know. You know what I mean? He's older.
Yeah.
So I'm sure there's some cognitive decline, but that's what happens when you're 80. I would think, right?
I just don't understand how we got into this situation. I don't understand how that is the best candidate on the Democratic side. How they looked at everybody and they were like, nope. And by they, I mean, like, even Americans. How Americans looked at everybody they had up there and they were like, nope, this is the guy for the job. He can do it.
He was the safe bet. He was the safe bet, I guess. He was the guy that, they felt like could win. They still feel like that, And he probably is going to win. Listen, to be honest with you, I don't know what's going to happen in November. Only reason I don't know is because there's just a lot, bro. You got so much voter suppression. You don't know if you're going to have interference from other countries. You have voter depression where people just don't feel enthused about Biden or Trump, so they just stay home all together. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
You know what's interesting is both sides believe that they're going to get their votes suppressed. Like, Trump is nonstop tweeting about, they're going to rig the election. Obviously you're talking about how Trump's going to find a way to rig the election, or there's going to be outside interference.
Well, what happens when you cheat on your girl, Schultz?
Say what?
What happens when you cheat on your girl?
Why would you? I don't. Why would you even ask the question like that? Why would you even phrase it? Why would you even phrase a question?
Why would I even phrase it like you do it?
Yeah. Why would you phrase a question that has no good answer? That's a horrible question. It's like saying, how does it feel to have AIDS? Wait, what?
No, you know how you should have answered that question?
What?
You know how you should have answered that question?
How?
I wish you the best. What happens when you cheat on your girl, Schultz?
I wish you the best.
I wish you the best.
I wish you the best.
Hypothetically, I'll tell you as a reformed cheater.
Yeah.
When you cheat on your woman, you feel guilty.
Right.
And so now you start thinking about all the things she could possibly do to you or has done to you. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's what Trump is doing right now. Trump is like, these motherfuckers gonna beat me at my own goddamn game. All right. They probably got the Chinese working with them because the Chinese hate me. You know what I mean? Like, you don't know. Like, you don't know what's going through his mind. So I don't know what's going to happen in November, but it's going to be entertaining. I know that much. I think people should be very frightened at the fact this weekend, this week, Donald Trump did an interview with Fox News. Kanye West had his press rally in South Carolina. Sound bites galore from Donald Trump. Sound bites galore from Kanye West. Where the fuck was Joe Biden sound bites? You ain't have nothing to say, Joe?
Yeah.
You don't got nothing to offer? Don't think for 1 second, out of sight, out of mind. I'm telling you.
He just put out a commercial today with Obama.
Alex is saying.
Today is Wednesday.
Yeah.
5 days of press. And that Obama shit ain't gonna slap.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna slap. I haven't seen it yet.
What is he supposed to do? What would you do?
I mean, I don't know. I would just feel crazy that my voice doesn't resonate as a presidential candidate. Say what you want about Hillary Clinton. Everything Hillary Clinton said got dissected like a motherfucker in the media. People gotta love you or they gotta hate you. When they don't feel any way about you, when they just like, I can take it or leave it, that's not a good space to be in, bruh. It's not a good space to be in. And I think that's the space that he's in. That's why I saw him on Joy-Ann Reid the other day. And that was a good headline that came out because everybody's so, intrigued on who his vice president is going to be because they want something to be enthused by.
Yeah.
Well, he said, I've got 4 black women that I'm looking at. You better put one of them sisters on the ticket now and let's get this shit going.
Who do you think is going to get it? Kamala?
Probably Senator Harris, which I'm not mad at. I did see something really good that came out of California this week. They had some California delegates. So let me see if I can find it. Some California delegates had put out their list of who
Turn
they
your
wanted.
brightness up on your screen.
Who, me?
Yeah.
It's as bright as it can go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they had California progressives. They want Barbara Lee, Karen Bass, or Nina Turner to be vice president. And that was interesting. You know what I mean? The reason that was interesting is because, Senator Harris is California. They didn't put her on the list. They put those three. I love Senator Nina Turner. If Senator Nina Turner was the VP, I'd find a way to vote twice.
Really?
Oh my God. I love Senator Nina Turner is the truth. The one divided by none. Like,
I don't even know who she is. Who is she?
Oh man, she used to be a Bernie Sanders surrogate. She was with Bernie for both terms, and she used to be a senator in Ohio. She comes on. She's on MSNBC and CNN a lot of times. Like she's a beast. Like if I'm telling you, it'll never happen, right? But if Joe Biden was to put her as the VP, oh my God, I'd go out there and stomp for that ticket.
Really?
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, you were saying, what was it? Out of sight, out of mind, or whatever the fuck it is. Like how Biden's basically, it looks as if his strategy is just to not say anything bad until he gets the election, and then hopefully
he's trying to quiet game his way into the White House.
Right.
It's like the quiet place. Don't say anything. You won't get killed.
Yeah.
Be quiet. Shh.
Yeah. So I think we were having this conversation yesterday, but it's really interesting. Like, you know how they said, Trump or people who voted for Trump were like, he's such a great businessman. He'll do great with the country. Right. You heard that argument?
Yep.
The problem with that is that he's running the country like a business. And when you're a business, you only satisfy the people that consume the content or services of your business, right? The vegan restaurant does not care to satisfy the steak lover. It does not care to satisfy the person who eats ribs. And the steakhouse does not care to satisfy the vegan, right? You have your constituents and you satisfy them, right? Uber does not care to satisfy people who like to ride bicycles all day. That's not for them. So the thing what's happening with politics is Trump has become this amazing president to the people that fuck with him. Like, they love him more than anything. Trump supporters, I've never seen anybody love Trump or a president as much as Trump supporters love Trump. I don't even think...
I know why that is.
You tell me this. You tell me if I'm wrong. Do you think it's fair to say that Trump supporters love Trump more than black people loved Obama?
That's a good question. At the time, I'm not sure. Black people loved Obama at the time. You didn't see a lot of pushback. Well, yeah, you didn't see a lot of pushback on Obama until after he got out of the White House. And when he was in the White House, it was people that were pushing back on him. Like you had brothers like Cornel West and Tavis Smiley was doing what they were supposed to be doing, actually, which is taking the president to task, right? The president has to answer to his constituents, but black people loved him some Obama, bro.
So here's the thing. This is the only reason why I bring that up and I ask that question. Because I believe Obama wanted to be the president of the United States of America. He didn't want to be the president of his supporters. And I think Trump has no interest in being the president of the United States of America. He is operating no different than he would operate with a business, which is, I'm here to support the motherfuckers who support me. So if they like this shit, that's what I'm going to give them. Whereas Obama, I think specifically throughout his presidency, wanted to make sure he wasn't just black people's president, that he was the president for everyone. Now,
absolutely,
a lot of Republicans might give pushback on that, be like, oh, he didn't reach across the aisle enough, this, that, the other. Okay, I'm sure there's going to be pushback. And yes, he was satisfying the Democratic base more than Republican base, of course, because that's where his values lie. But it is a really interesting way to look at politics and where Biden might be failing, because Biden currently does not have a base that he is satisfying, and he is not feeding them anything. He's just kind of like existing as not Trump.
It's disgusting.
And the problem with that is if Trump has turned politics into business, there's no such business as I'm not that business.
Yeah, you can't just open up a restaurant, bro. What's in there?
What's in there, dog?
If I got a Chick-fil-A on the corner and then there's just this building. It's just a sign. It's just a building. You don't know signs. You don't know what's coming out of there, but somebody's telling me that's a restaurant. Guess what I'm going to go do? I'm going what I know, baby.
There we go.
That number one with cheese. Okay? All right, I'm going to get that chicken sandwich with cheese. And I'm going to tell you something else. You're absolutely right. Not only does Trump cater to one base, Trump gave his base a name. That's a team. MAGA's a gang, baby.
Branding.
Make America great again. Yo, people can say what they want. Probably the greatest brand in presidential history.
And it ain't even his. It's Reagan's.
It's Reagan's. Yeah, but Reagan ain't put that shit on a red hat, though, bro. You know what I'm saying? Reagan ain't put that shit on a red hat, and Reagan didn't give that shit a name.
Mm-hmm.
Make America great again. MAGA.
Yeah.
First of all, you know how you know that shit was hot? It's hot because rappers duplicate it. Make America trap again. Make the hood great again.
Yeah.
You know, make crack sell again. Like everybody comes up with these different ways to flip it and bounce it. That's when you know you got some dope shit. Say what you want. If it wasn't racist, if it wasn't bigoted, his campaign team would have won that award. They gave Obama an award for the hope we can believe in.
Yeah.
MAGA would have got that award if it wasn't tied to racism and bigotry. Easily.
So then it goes into the discussion as to why he doesn't seem to care to satisfy anybody that's not his base, right? And why he's leaning into satisfying his base, right? So if his base, I'm not saying everybody who votes Trump is a racist. I'm not saying that at all. But if there are people that are racist, that do vote for Trump, he's not going to alienate them because remember, he is a business that has to satisfy the customers of his business. So if you sell steak and some people like tri-tip, you're going to keep having tri-tip. Even if you don't like making tri-tip, you're going to keep having it. And
what
that's the
fuck
problem.
Is tri-tip?
I think this, isn't that like the little pieces of steak or something like that?
You said that shit and I thought somebody tried to swing on T.I. I was like, what the fuck is tri-tip? He said tri-tip.
You know, I guess sirloin or whatever the fuck. Who knows? I guess what I'm trying to say is like that he's treating this so much like a business that he is satisfying everybody that's willing to and pandering to everybody who's willing to support him.
Yeah.
And it's a weird way to look at politics because politics is not supposed to be that. We're not supposed to look at politics as a business because it is your responsibility as the president to be the president of all the people in the country. Even if you ran on your platform to get there, you still have to consider half the people that are in the country that do not like those things. Yeah, and I think it's important to consider them and kind of like be malleable in your beliefs a bit.
Donald Trump super serves his audience. That's what he does. He super serves his audience. And listen, you're supposed to be the president of all people. And even if you're not the president of all people, at least fake like you are.
Yo, so here's the thing. And I really think this. I think that the legacy of presidents that only satisfy their base is far more intact than the legacy of presidents that try to satisfy everyone. For example, Obama, his legacy has taken a bit of a hit after he's been out of office. Bill Clinton's legacy taken a hit after he's been out of office. Reagan, who literally only considered, and I'm not the most, adept when it comes to, politics back in the day, but it seems like Reagan only considered his constituents. You could say he flooded the hood with drugs, and you could say that he brought a level of conservatism that was, not very admired by the left. This guy's a hero to the right to this day. People literally say, I'm a Reagan conservative, I'm a Reagan Republican, whatever it is. So I wonder if for your legacy, it's better to say, fuck the haters.
The only reason I think Barack, Bill, and even George Bush, their legacies were altered because George Bush's legacy was altered in a good way. The only reason I think their legacies were altered is because Donald Trump showed how much power you have as a president. And because Donald Trump is doing what you said, which is super serving his people and making sure his people are good and his people are straight, it makes the people who supported Obama say to Obama, why couldn't you do that for us? Or it makes the people who supported Bill Clinton say, why couldn't you do that for us? And then on the flip side, you still have the people on the right who have been speaking out against Obama, who've been speaking out against the Clintons. So when you have both sides that have something negative to say about you, it does put a little dent on your legacy. Not so much the people who've been against you, but the people who were for you. Because when people say, hey, why didn't Obama do more for black people? You know what I'm saying? Like when you see these brothers and sisters who support Donald Trump and they say Donald Trump has done more for black people than Obama did. Yeah, that's a little that's a little stain on the legacy a little bit. You know, I mean, Donald Trump got the First Step Act done, even though it's not like Barack Obama wasn't trying to push, you know, prison reform or criminal justice reform. It just kept getting pushed back on. You know, Trump was able to get it passed, right? So it's just little things like that where the legacy gets tainted. And somebody like George Bush, his legacy gets better because for the people who hated Bush but think Trump is the worst ever, they're like, bring George back. At least anything would be better than what we have.
Right.
Only because even if you didn't like George Bush, your sense of normalcy was not affected. America got a routine. We've been out of our routine the past 5 months,
So why doesn't Biden run on that? Run on bring back normal. Run on bring back the routine. I mean, you can find a sexier way to say it, but if you know what the people miss, like, and I'm not speaking of Biden, I'm speaking to his like campaign managers, etc. If you know what the people miss, run on what they fucking miss. Like, no bullshit. Biden should run on Make America Great Again.
It's got to be a combination.
That should be his message.
Yo, that's a good point because you know Donald Trump has a commercial running now that says you're not safe in a Joe Biden America.
Yeah,
but all of the footage that they're showing is from the past few months. This is Trump's America. So if I'm Biden, I take you back to how life looked under Obama. I take you back to how life looked under those past 8 years, and I said, let's make America great again, or I don't know, make America Barack again. I don't fucking know. Who the hell knows? It's something. Let's take it back to when life was quote unquote normal, because our sense of normalcy has been all the way disrupted.
That's the thing.
We've never been in this position, America, ever.
Yeah,
not since I've been alive.
Al, what were you saying?
Nah, the only problem with that messaging though is people on both sides have a distrust for the government. So if you try to give them the notion that we're going to go back to status quo, that's not a message people are willing to get behind, I don't think.
I agree with you, but I'm going to tell you something, man.
That's a good point.
A few more months of this shit, motherfuckers don't give a fuck. Be like, man, give me the goddamn status quo. You're not even waiting on the line too long. You're not even waiting on the line too long, and you want one thing. You at that Jamaican spot, they tell you they don't got oxtail for the seventh time. Just give me the goddamn jerk chicken. Yeah. Seriously. Because people want what they remember. Yo, you can't even get on a plane and just go out of the country, bro.
Can I ask a question? Because I heard this criticism and I thought it was interesting, but maybe you have different perspective on it, which is I heard it from a buddy of mine who's liberal, my boy Robbie, who works on the monologues with us. And he's like very liberal, but he said this. It is curious that you see all this uprising and all this like protests and all this like rioting in liberal run cities with liberal mayors and liberal politicians and liberal, I don't know, governors or whatever, like not governor of a city, but like what? And he goes, it begs the question, is liberal politics no different in terms of what they can do for people, but are they rather only just lying and selling a dream that they can't cash in?
I mean, that's been the question, right? That's been the question throughout the whole Trump administration. That was the question when Hillary was running.
But what do you think about that? When you see all these
I'm gonna get to that. Who exposed that was Barack, right? Because Barack was in the White House for 8 years.
Right.
So you got what people thought was the most progressive, even though he's moderate, most progressive black. He's black.
Right.
He's liberal. He's Democrat. Like, America's about to change. But it didn't.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it didn't. So now when you sit back and you look around, and that's been something that they've been pointing out, like, you look at all of these cities that are run by liberals, the crime is the worst. The poverty is the worst. It's just like, that's what's got people saying, what are we voting for? That's what's got people jumping over to the other side of the aisle saying, I'm down to vote conservative because they putting some money in the hood. They offering something. Like, people have been turned off by the Democrats. And I'm going to tell you something. If we don't see something very radical, if Joe Biden wins, I'm talking about Lyndon B. Johnson radical, like culture changing, shifting.
Right.
Black people might bounce from the Democratic Party altogether. They might just be independents, or like my man Wes Bellamy, he's got the Black Liberty Party now. I expect to see more of that happening. Bob Johnson was calling for Black Lives Matter to be its own political party. I can easily see black people going with any of these parties and just voting with whoever has their best interest at heart, voting their interest like we always should anyway. But I can see a lot more of that, in 20, when is the next
24
midterms? Or presidential like 2024, midterms be like 2022.
Oh, 2022,
I could easily see people just voting in blocks starting in 2022.
It's just interesting because I never considered like that. And then when it was kind of laid out to me where you see all this unrest and these people who are fighting back, these people who are staunchly Democratic, staunchly liberal, hate Trump, are fighting back against systemic oppression when the people that are elected in their cities are Democratic, staunchly liberal, and represent all their beliefs. So it's like, what system are you fighting back against? And how is this the Republicans' fault if you've done your job as a citizen to elect these people that reflect your views? Why not take some accountability and be like, yo, apparently the people we're electing or the views that we have aren't getting us out of this situation. Like, it's almost as if they're protesting themselves.
Bro, one of the most impactful ads that I've seen is this ad that shows Joe Biden, Chuck Schumer, and Nancy Pelosi. And it says something like 100+ years combined of political failure.
Yeah.
Because it's like, yo, you're trying to blame Trump. You've been in the Senate all of these years. 40+ years for some of these people.
Mm-hmm.
But you're trying to blame Trump for what's going on, for what's not happening in America because he's been in the last 3.
It's
serious. It's like, it's kind of crazy.
And again, I think that when people hear this, they go, oh, here you are stumping for Trump, or it has nothing to do with Trump. Like every criticism that someone has of Trump, okay, perfect. Let's go with it. Let's say you're right about every criticism you have for Trump. I think the argument you brought up is, which is great, which is like, well, if these are the 3 people that are running the Democratic Party, and these are the 3 people that are making, the Democrat or choosing the direction of the Democratic Party, and that party has not been helping the people that they're supposed to represent, and the cities that those people live in are the ones that are rioting and doing all this other stuff, don't you think it's almost in Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, and whoever the other person you said, don't you think it's in their best interest that you take all your rage out on Trump and not out on them? I'd rather you be upset at that other guy than me, especially if I'm the one lying to your ass for over 40 years.
Hey, man.
You're acting like these cities haven't had Republican mayors, though.
Who? Who was Portland?
New York City had...
Who was Portland's?
Giuliani and Bloomberg.
Who was Portland's Republican mayor?
I don't know, not Portland, but I mean, these cities have had Republican mayors. I mean, things were better in Philadelphia under Frank Rizzo.
No, I don't know, Chris. Again, I'm asking the question, but like, I would go so far as to say that I don't know. I go. What's up, Al?
He's not wrong. I mean, this is a stat, and I just looked it up so I can be clear. America's 25 worst cities are Democrat led. That's just a fact. Like you can't argue with facts. And yes, when you see Joe Biden as the president, it's like, damn, we're not gonna try nothing new. We tried something new with President Obama. President Obama was something new. I thought the Democrats would continue to go down that lane. I thought that they would continue to get blacker, browner, younger, more diverse with gender. And Joe Biden scares people because yes, it feels like some of the same old.
One second, Al wants to say something, but another thing, Chris, and again, Chris, I'm just asking these questions here, but I feel like the only way you can make change is through accountability. And I feel like just pointing the finger at the other side doesn't acknowledge, I don't know, the failures of your own side in a way. And
sure, I mean, look, the Democratic mayors have failed. I mean, to me, it's more a call of like, do we really want a 2-party system? Like
I agree.
We don't have to be married to a 2-party system.
Right. I agree.
A lot of countries have multiple parties, and that can get confusing and it can cause issues, and you have to build coalitions. But in a way, it keeps people more accountable, right? And that's what I would like to see.
I'm with you on that.
When I vote locally in New York City, I always vote Green Party or Working Party, even if the candidate's on the Democratic ticket, because I just want to encourage there being more diversity in terms of your choices. I don't think it's healthy just to have two parties.
I'm with you on that. I just feel like if I was one of those old senators that's been, preaching about all the change you're going to make and how much you're going to help minorities and how much you're going to help the oppressed, but hasn't done anything to do it in 40 years, I would love if you focus all your attention on that other party. I would love if you focus that attention on Trump and Mitch McConnell and all these other characters over on the right, because it takes the attention off of me and the fact that I haven't done anything. That's just what I would love. Alex, what were you going to say?
Just one thing to note to crime is related to dense populations.
Right.
And
that
most
makes
dense
sense.
populations lean Democratic. So it's like that. I wouldn't say it's the governmental rule that's causing the crime. I think it's just the population.
Al brings up a good point about
what
correlation.
You mean dense? You mean like cities?
Yeah, like
major metropolis.
Like
that's not necessarily true though, because I mean you got Memphis and these rural areas like Augusta, Georgia, and Florence, South Carolina.
Yeah, they'll always be some
like Macon, Georgia. Like I'm looking at the list right now. Like you got cities on there, but you got it's these rural areas. Albany, Georgia, Monroe, Louisiana, Florence, South Carolina, Mobile, Alabama. Like, yeah.
It is interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just interesting. It's just like, if you really want to make change at a certain point in time, it got to be a lot less finger wagging. And there's got to be a little bit more pointing at yourself and just going, all right, what can we do? And by self, I don't mean like literally what can I do as a person, but more like holding your party accountable. If you got these motherfuckers that are representing you and you are out in your own city destroying the city and protesting against the city, you are effectively protesting against your decision to elect people.
People have lost faith in the Democrats at the worst possible time.
And that's the Democrats' fault. Like,
that's
fuck.
definitely the Democrats' fault.
Like,
2016 was the worst possible time. And people stayed home. Like I say this number all the time: 4.4 million people who voted in 2012 stayed home in 2016.
Yeah,
a third of them were black. And don't be surprised if people stay home like that in 2020. Don't be shocked. And guess what? It's nobody's fault but the Democrats, and they're always putting the burden on black and brown voters to show up for them, when they haven't shown up for black and brown voters in fucking decades. It's the truth to the matter. You want to pay some bills and deep dive into a little Kanye West?
Let's do it.
Yes, let's pay some bills. First of all, salute to Squarespace. Squarespace turns your dream into a reality. Okay, Squarespace makes it easier than ever to launch your passion project. Whether you're looking to start a new business, showcase your work, publish content, sell products, and more, Squarespace is the tool for you. Beautiful templates, all right? Created by world-class designers and the ability to customize just about anything with a few clicks. You can easily make a beautiful website yourself, okay? Squarespace's powerful e-commerce functionality lets you sell anything online, and analytics help you grow your site in real time. Everything is optimized for mobile right out of the box, and there's nothing to patch or upgrade ever. Buying domains is simple, and you'll get the help you need with Squarespace's 24/7 award-winning customer support. Squarespace empowers millions of people, from designers to lawyers, artists to gamers, even restaurants and gyms, places that we can't even go no more. All right. They empower all of those people to turn great ideas into something real. Head to squarespace.com/idiot for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, use the offer code idiot to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. That's squarespace.com/idiot, offer code idiot. Give us another one, Schultzy.
All right. And also, this episode has been brought to you by hair. Okay. Long, luscious hair that you can have, once again, if you feel like you've lost your hair, that you can actually not lose if you don't want to. This is a choice now. Going bald is a choice. That's right. You just got to use Hims, okay? I'm telling you, I've been on the same active ingredient for the last 10 years. You can go to Hims to get all the information you want from it. That's what I would do. You go to, if you want, you get a free online visit. You go to hims.com/idiots. That's forhims.com/idiots. FORHIMS.com/idiots. idiots. Okay, prescription products are obviously subject to doctor approval. They require an online consultation with a physician who will determine if a prescription is appropriate. You just got to see the website for the full details. This could cost hundreds of dollars if you went to the person, a doctor's office, a pharmacy, if you did the traditional route. It does not with For Him. So just go to forhims.com/idiots. I'm telling you, this is the truth. You look at my hair, looks amazing. You go handle that right now. Let's get back to the show.
So, Andrew called me yesterday. Schultz.
I did.
Young Hezzy. And you asked me a question, Schultz. What was that question?
I asked you, what are your thoughts on Kanye West?
What are my thoughts on Kanye West? As far as what?
I was curious about Kanye West. We are potentially going to do the monologue on him and everything that's happened. And I was curious, what you thought his condition was and if he had a condition. And I just wanted to know. And I wanted to get your perspective on it. And you, I thought, had very interesting perspective.
I think Kanye West, he's clinically diagnosed with bipolar, right?
Yes.
That we know. But I'm skeptical of the fact that all of these manic episodes always tend to happen around album time. And Kanye by far is the most entertaining figure in rap ever. Like, it's not even close. If this was wrestling, he is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Nobody cuts better promos. Okay, nobody creates more compelling spectacles. He is the best. He knows how to stir up waters to catch fish. And I pay attention to the timeline. I remember, like a month ago, they announced he was a billionaire, right? Didn't really garner the attention or make the noise that he probably wanted. So he calls up Forbes and tells Forbes, "Oh, y'all got my fucking net worth wrong, whatever." Then and I'm probably skipping some things. Oh, the Gap deal. The Gap deal gets announced. 5% equity in Gap. Great. But that didn't really make the splash, Puts out a song. Puts out a song with Travis Scott with a video and everything. That didn't get a splash. It didn't really go garner a lot of attention. I mean, of course you get mentions and stuff like that, but boy, when you tweet out, "I'm running for president in 2020," even though that should have been something we none of us paid attention to because it wasn't real. Just like now the campaign isn't real, but at least I guess he registered with the FEC, but at the time he hadn't even registered with the FEC. So it wasn't even something we should have really gave any energy to. But the media, just like Kanye, loves attention. The media, just like Kanye, loves a headline. The media, just like Kanye, loves publicity. So, of course, the media is going to run with that story, and it became a thing. So now I got you, right? Now I got you really paying attention. So let me just keep pushing on this Kanye for president thing. So what's next? All right, I'm not really registered with the FEC. People are not going to take it too seriously, but they are taking it seriously. So let me really register with the FEC and see what happens. Oh, first Kanye says he's dropping out. That gets a lot of attention. Nope, Kanye's still in. He's registered with the FEC now. Now, Kanye says, let's go have this rally in South Carolina so we can get signatures to be on the South Carolina ballot. Fly down to South Carolina, you do the goddamn rally, you say all of this wild shit, get all of these headlines. What do you do the next day? You don't even turn in the fucking signatures, right? So how serious are you really about running for president if you don't turn in the motherfucking signatures? Now you got everybody up in arms because of a statement you said about Harriet Tubman. It pains me that I can understand Kanye West sometime and what he's trying to say. It really does. Pains me. Because I understood what he was trying to say. All he simply was saying was Harriet Tubman didn't really free slaves because you're never truly free in a white supremacist system, right? But it's bullshit. Harriet Tubman did free slaves.
Correct.
Right? She did her job. And it's up to us, each generation, to continue to push for the liberation that we all want as Black people in this country, right? That's why I love Tamika Mallory's the name of her organization because it's called Until Freedom, right? So Until Freedom. So basically there's no peace. The work will continue to be done until we have true freedom. So everybody is like a baton. Harriet did what she did. She passed the baton to the next generation. That generation did what they did. And every generation we get closer and closer and closer and closer to the freedom that we're trying to acquire, right? Boom. Very next day. What does Kanye do to make y'all forget about this Harriet Tubman shit? What the fuck does he do? Now, I'm going to tell y'all something. The last 2 days have been the most honest and most genuine I think Kanye West has been. I think when he's talking about his marriage, I think he's honest. I think he's genuine about that. That I truly believe, right? Everything else, I have to be skeptical about. And that's the fifth agreement. Don Miguel Ruiz told us. The fifth agreement, be skeptical, but listen. So I'm just listening because I'm aware that the brother's been clinically diagnosed with bipolar. Right? But it just makes me wonder why all of this stuff conveniently happens when he's got an album coming out. When he's got things he wants you to pay attention to, like sneaker releases. If I'm not mistaken, it's a goddamn Yeezy dropping on the 24th, this Friday. It's an album dropping this Friday. It's a movie dropping this Friday. It just makes me skeptical of these manic episodes and these headline grabbing things he does when he's got an album dropping. That's all I'm saying.
I think that that's completely reasonable. Mm-hmm. I don't think you're belittling mental health in any way when you show your skepticism 100%. And I was on the same page as you until 30 minutes before we started recording this podcast.
Talk to me.
We're having a conversation, and it comes to our attention that this last, rant or outburst or whatever you want to call Kanye's doing, potentially jeopardizes the Gap deal, which he could make billions of dollars on.
Why do you think it jeopardizes it?
Because for a brand like Gap, or any brand rather, you're taking a huge risk when you're doing business with Kanye because of these outbursts. Now, you're taking a risk because of the upside. Like, only desperate brands get invested in Kanye West, right? Adidas wasn't popping, it was struggling, and then he has this huge surge. Gap was as low as you possibly can be. Gap was non-existent, right? And then the stock prices shoot. I'm sure all the people in his camp right now are brand new people, right? Because he can only... I'm sure he filters in and out of people. I'm sure some of the closest people around him are no longer friends with him. I'm sure that had happened with rappers. I'm sure it happened with producers. I'm sure it happened with the people that are doing it. So everybody that's in business with him is basically in business selfishly. They're like, yo, what can I get out of this? I'm attached to this big name. It's popping. But when we figured that the Gap deal was at stake, potentially because of how crazy he was acting, I go, nah, this has got to be serious mental illness, because he doesn't make close to the amount of money on his music as he does on his clothes. The music is pennies compared to the clothes, right? So you don't risk billions for millions. And I'm like, oh shit. And then we were talking to some folks, and it turns out Kanye has plenty of these breakdowns. We just don't know about them. Plenty of these breakdowns happen. Plenty of these breakdowns happen when they're not surrounded by a situation like this. And what often happens with his breakdowns is he gets emboldened by his successes. So when he becomes a billionaire, when he gets this Yeezy deal, all of a sudden he becomes so he already has this amazing belief in himself. Yeah. But now that increases 10 times. And he goes,
as it should.
As it would with most people when you have success. But maybe with someone who's bipolar, it goes even more extreme than you or I. And I'm like, oh shit, this guy is really fucking struggling. So when we see that guy, we see him saying these horrible things, and we see them saying these incredibly divisive things and borderline, not even borderline, damn right disrespectful things. Harriet Tubman risked her life time and time again to free slaves, right? Now, she didn't have the ability to free them from systemic oppression. She didn't have the ability to free them from a white supremacist system, but she did free them. But when he's saying these things, I think that while we can ask him to be accountable for his actions 100%, we also got to realize we're looking at a crazy person, man. Or
I don't like to use the word
person.
crazy, but I get what you're saying.
Let's use sick. We're looking at a sick person, man. This person's legit sick. And we enable that sickness when we give him our attention. We enable that sickness when we keep fucking with the clothes and keep fucking with the music. And I'm not saying don't fuck with the clothes and don't fuck with the music, but it's hard for him to continue getting these opportunities if the second he drops some shit, we're lined up. You know what I mean? It's just, and I don't have the answer just yet. I don't even know if I'll ever have the answer, but I think the more I look at it, I'm like, wow, here is a person that is incredibly talented. And because of his talents, we're willing to look the other way when he is clearly sick. And maybe the thing that we got to do is just be like, yo, man, we love you. Yay. You've done some amazing things, but, you know, we want you to get better. We want you to get help, and we can't keep enabling the sickness.
Well, it's two things about that, right? I don't think any adult can enable another adult when it comes to their mental health issues. And what I mean by that is Kanye West is 42 years old. I can't hold him down and tie him down and force him to take his medication. You know what I'm saying? Like, Kanye is clearly very aware of everything that he's going through because he tells us. It's not like he's a delusional person who doesn't know, hey, I deal with bipolar. You know what I mean? Who doesn't know he's a manic. He's said these things to us on multiple occasions. You know what I mean? I think we do. I think we do ourselves a disservice by making it seem like an adult can make another adult do something. Like, if you know you have a problem, you know you have a sickness, you have to go and treat that sickness. And when it comes to the Gap stuff, man, once again, I'm skeptical only because I think he mastered playing a sucker to catch a sucker. Because those are the gems that went unheard at the rally, right? When he said things like, the Gap don't have no black people on his board. Adidas don't have no black people on his board. I'm gonna walk away from the Gap if they don't do such and such and such. What happens? The Gap stock drops like 6% the next day. So what does that do? It makes you, Kanye, more valuable now, right? Or now people start looking under the hood and like, yo, the Gap don't have no black people on his board. And you got to ask, why isn't Kanye on the board of Adidas? He's made that company's net worth triple, quadruple. Why is there no black people on the board of Adidas? And why wouldn't that black person be Kanye West? So when you go in that rally and say, hey, I want 80, 90% from Adidas and I'm going to walk away, you may not get 80, 90%, but they might increase your 15% and put you on the board. And listen, I don't know. I've just seen him do this before. And he's usually gets what he wants when he does this. Yeah. When he, you know what I mean? When he does these rants and shit, he usually gets what he wants. He gets what he is going after. He gets what he's complaining about. So I don't know. I think that a lot of times we like to use mental illness. And I would never try to downplay anybody's mental illness, but sometimes you can be a man child too. Sometimes you can be a narcissist as well. You know what I'm saying? So two things can be true. It can be all of these things. Like, it's not just one thing. It can be a combination of all of this.
Sometimes the mental illness induces the narcissism, right? And it just makes it that much stronger and that much more powerful. And it makes it that much trickier to treat. You know, I got a lot of mental illness in my family, bro. You know, so it's like something I got to deal with firsthand. And I see it. I see they actually say that certain people, like, it's not denial. Denial is part of the illness. So as the sickness gets stronger and you get more and more entrenched into that bipolar episode, it's not that you're denying that you have a problem. The illness literally is telling you, hey, people are going to try to tell you have a problem. Your brain is so willing to believe whatever paranoia that it feels that it's very difficult to talk someone out of it. And I just feel like the only thing that he understands is attention. And if we keep on giving him attention, then he's going to keep on leaning into it.
I keep telling people, why do we keep giving this campaign that's not even real attention, and then we're going to be upset. We say these stupid
we
things
love
like
car crashes, bro. We do. Every one of these shows on TV is about the housewives of this or the Real Housewives of that. It's just women fighting. It's just a car crash show.
What, you watching cable still? It's not all the
you know what I'm saying? Man. But like for real, that's what it is. It's like, how do we get people to fight? We love the fucking car crash. And how do we get people to argue, you know?
Yeah, and we say these things like, oh, Kanye West is a distraction. He's only a distraction if you let it be that distraction. Okay, you have to turn to that channel. All right, you have to turn to that channel. I'm gonna tell you the wild thing about Kanye, and it's always the scariest thing in regards to mental health and just in regards to people who you see crash and burn.
Mm-hmm.
It's always the qualities that make you, that break you. A queen in my life, Marvette Brittle, who I love dearly, you know, helps me every day, you know, as a man and as a professional. She has this quote where she says, your talent will take you where your character can't sustain you.
Mm.
Your talent will take you where your character can't sustain you. When I see Kanye West, and I've known Kanye West since the beginning, because I was in radio by the time he started. So I first met Kanye in like 06, something like that. So I've known Kanye from a long time ago. We got way old pictures together. So I've interviewed him back in the day, like when I was with Wendy, like old stuff. He's always been the same person. Like what is, we're not seeing anything different. Like he used to call these rants, these things we used to call rants, these things we now call rants, we used to call them verbal screams of consciousness. Remember when we used to use that term in regard to Kanye? Verbal screams of consciousness. If he was upset about not being in the fashion industry, he would vent about it. If he was upset about, them not playing Jesus Walks on the radio, he would vent about it. If everybody was doing the street rap, Kanye came in the game going to do the backpack shit and everything else. Literally, when people would go left, he would go right. It's just that when he went alt-right, we wasn't fucking with it no more. How dare Kanye West go against the grain? That's who the fuck Kanye West is. He always goes against the grain. Let's be honest for a second, people. He stood on that stage and he muttered something before Mike Myers, and it didn't really make much sense. And Kanye went and did what he always does. First, he tries to regurgitate what somebody tells him, what he's heard, and that didn't come out right. So he went with his feeling. George Bush doesn't care about black people.
And that's
no facts to back that up. Okay? No facts to back that up. Other than what happened in New Orleans. Hurricane Katrina, right? And that's how everybody felt.
Charlotte, maybe he meant to say George Bush doesn't care about Iraq people. And he got that shit switched.
No. He was definitely talking about black people.
That's what it was.
No. He was talking about Hurricane Katrina. He was definitely talking about Hurricane Katrina.
I think he was talking about the war in Iraq, bro.
But what I mean by that is the late response that George Bush, did in New Orleans, right? It was a late response. But Kanye said, George Bush doesn't care about all black people.
Yeah.
Let's not sit here and act like that was the most profound shit in the world to say, but that's how people felt at the time.
Yeah.
They felt that way.
Yeah. I think Taylor's saying black people felt that, but I think
that's why they're against him.
Yeah, I think Kanye West is quite possibly the worst communicator in the history of humanity.
That's all I'm saying. Let's not act like just because we agreed with a line, it was some profound shit to say.
And I think oftentimes when we see people who are so gifted at one thing, we assume those gifts trickle down to the other things they do in life. Like I remember once my father would cover boxing back in the day, right? And Muhammad Ali was, he was the biggest fan of Muhammad Ali, and he'd go cover his training camps and that kind of stuff. And he saw Muhammad Ali throw a baseball or a football once, and he threw it kind of like a girl. You know how girls don't have the best coordination when they throw? And my dad could not believe it that the most perfect athlete he'd ever seen his entire life, threw the baseball weird. And I think he was so shocked because you saw someone who's so prolific, right?
Well,
not to this other thing. Maybe that is Kanye. I
was thinking about another point just now. Yes, he's not the greatest comedian. Oh, Taylor Swift shit. Like, that shit was ignorant as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, who are you other than an ego-driven narcissist? Even though you're in the thing that we didn't get mad at Kanye for is because we sat back and we was like, yeah, Beyonce should have won.
Right.
But no, what the fuck he did was ignorant and wrong as fuck.
Right.
All right. Sorry to interrupt you. What he said, pardon my time. What the fuck was it? I can't remember the line now.
I'm gonna insert it. But he was like, I'm gonna give you your time now, or I'm gonna let you talk.
I'm gonna let you finish.
I'm gonna let you finish. There you go.
Yo, Taylor, I'm really happy for you. I'm gonna let you finish. But Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time. One of the best videos of all time.
I'm gonna let you finish. But Beyonce had the greatest video of all time.
And they gonna be like,
bro, that's some ignorant shit. But I'm saying all that to say, let's not act like Kanye West just started doing ignorant shit. Why are we acting like this isn't the same old Kanye we've always seen?
That's all it is. It's because it's not. He's not rooting for. He's not saying. Or what people aren't seeing.
He's not being ignorant on black people's behalf.
Exactly. But there we go.
He's not being stupid on black people's behalf.
Yes.
And then now he's just being stupid for MAGA and being stupid for Kanye. It's self-serving. But here's the thing. It's always been self-serving.
Right.
He's always been ego-driven.
Arrogant.
He's always been a narcissist. He's always thought he was better than everybody. He's always claimed to be the Louis Vuitton Don. Everybody's like, yo, he loves white people so much. When the fuck has Kanye West not loved white people? When Kanye talks about his inspirations, Kanye don't be mentioning no black people. Kanye's always wanted validation from white people.
Well, I think Kanye wants validation from whoever doesn't give it to him, right? So black people gave it to him. So he's like, all right, that's dope. And then the fashion people didn't. So he's like, I need their validation. And then he finally gets it from them. And then some other group does it. So he's always gravitated to it's an insecurity thing, man. He's always gravitated to the people that won't validate him.
Yeah, it's got to be another word other than contrary. Because I'm telling you, and that goes back to what I was saying earlier. The thing that can make you can also break you, because if you tell Kanye he can't do something, he's going to do it. That's why he was able to succeed as a rapper.
His greatest gift is his greatest curse.
Yes, that's why he was able to succeed in the fashion world. So now you're telling him, don't you support Trump? Fuck you, I'm going to support Trump. Don't you run for president? Fuck you, I'm going to run for president. Like, he does whatever it is that you say he can't do. But going back to what Marvette said, talent will take you where character can't sustain you. Money don't change you, Schultz.
Yeah.
Money just multiplies whatever it is the fuck you are. And I'm saying all of this.
Yeah.
I truly believe Kanye West is a good person. I truly believe that. I truly believe Kanye West is a good human being.
Yeah.
But guess what? He's also a narcissist.
He's
also ego-driven like a motherfucker.
Yeah. I think there's a story, I can't say who told me, but apparently when his first album came out, he was having like the celebration dinner or whatever for the album. And there was like 20 people there. There was just like the close team, the people that made it happen, the A&Rs, like everybody who was really there invested in him and made it happen. And apparently at that dinner, he's going, nobody believed in me. Nobody said I could do this. Nobody said I could be a rapper. Nobody said whatever. And everybody at that dinner is like, we believed in you. We're here. Of course, we wouldn't be here if we didn't think that you could do it. But he has the mentality of doubt. He has the mentality of, they think I can't make it in fashion. They think I can't make it as a rapper. They think I can't be on the board of a whatever. And that motivates him and that pushes him. But if you accompany that with mental illness, it's not a good motivator. It's a thing that will destroy you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, that's what drives him. What drives him is people doubting him.
Yeah, but when you add paranoia to it, when you add the paranoia of an illness, it's not just like Michael Jordan is the example of someone who had the doubt and it drove him, right? But it didn't drive him crazy. Kanye is the example of someone who has the doubt and it drives him, and then it's accompanied with mental illness, and you don't know what the fuck the guy could do.
And let's not discount the fact that he probably hates his fucking marriage.
Yeah.
Let's not discount the fact that he hates being in that relationship. Let's not discount the fact that he probably hates his mother-in-law. You know, like I think he tweeted out this morning, he's been trying to divorce Kim for 2 years. You know what I'm saying? Like he tweeted that out this morning. Like, it's up, Google it. It's up. Like, he been trying to divorce Kim for the past couple of years. I don't know why they are still together. Who the fuck knows?
If you're
you know what
Kim,
I'm saying?
But there's rumors saying
why would you want to be with him? What advantage is it to be with?
First.
No, I'm saying like I don't understand like why people feel like Kim can't not be in this relationship. Like why? Like it seems to me that her life gets way easier without him. She got all the money. She don't need the money. She got the kids. Everything's good.
Yeah, but
what the fuck does Kanye provide her?
I personally think that she doesn't want to fail marriage though. Like,
I think that's what it is. And
because her first one was 72 days. I think a lot of that has to like her.
If you look at it like that, it's almost like, is she the hero in this situation? If she's just in this to try to keep the relationship together and keep the marriage together for her kids, like she's putting up with all that shit. She don't need the money. She don't need the stress.
What is
she
this?
Putting up with all this?
This Kim's, what's this, her fifth marriage?
No, it's her third marriage, I think. Because she was
married with that other guy.
Like,
so I guess it's
shit.
like,
yeah,
I don't
She
know.
was married to one dude, then Chris Humphries.
No, but she married. I thought she married someone like at 18, like one of the.
Yeah, that's right. She married that producer guy, 18. Yeah.
Listen, all I know is this. All of these things that we're saying could be true.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I just find it highly, highly amusing that all of this shit happens around album time.
Yeah.
Like, why just album time?
Yeah.
And this guy has to be the greatest of all time. The Hulk couldn't even fucking keep this rage in when he wanted to. The Hulk can't control this shit. How the fucking Kanye West control this shit?
Yeah.
I mean, just around album time, he lets this shit out the goddamn cage just enough. Like yesterday, one day, I think it was Monday or Tuesday, he just went on this whole tweet storm, had everybody going down these rabbit holes. All this shit was trending, and he comes back with, I'm just going to focus on the music. Today, he's just posting track listings.
Yeah.
He even said all that shit about Kim and Meek and everything, but came right back to that goddamn Donda track list.
Yeah.
All right? And guess what I'm going to be doing on Friday?
Listening.
Screaming that motherfucking Donda. Okay? That's exactly what the fuck I'm going to be doing. I told Andrew yesterday, I said, I bet you if I Google right now, it's some Yeezys dropping on Friday. And trust, I'm not a sneakerhead, so I don't know what the fuck this means. So I'm going to read this to y'all. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
On Friday, the motherfucking Adidas Yeezy 380 Blue Oat Reflectives are dropping. Price $230. Release date July 24th, 2020. And he got a movie coming out. I respect the fact that this man knows how to create compelling spectacles like none other. The only people that keep motherfuckers paying attention to them the way he does is the Kardashians. And I'm going to tell you something else. I said this on the radio this morning. I don't feel sorry about Kanye spilling all of this family business. And the reason I don't feel sorry about him spilling all of this family business, because their family business is spilling their family business.
Right.
Okay? Everybody else shit get put on blast. Why can't theirs? And you think that this isn't going to be on motherfucking the new season of Keeping Up with the Kardashians?
Uh-huh.
He cutting the check right now. He's like, are the cameras rolling when this shit is happening? If the cameras are rolling, let's get this. Okay? Oh, you recording Kim crying on the phone with Kanye? Let's get this. Every little headline about them becomes fodder for their TV show. You think they not about to get, you think Kris Jenner not about to get a bag off this shit?
And guess what? They're also about to get a bag off Meg Thee Stallion too. Because Kylie Jenner was there.
Oh, really?
And I think she has something to do with it.
Yo, what happened with that? Yo, you know what's crazy? Taylor's taller than Tory Lanez, bro.
Yeah. Listen, I don't know if it's true that Tory Lanez
isn't that wild?
I don't know if it's true that Tory Lanez shot Megan Thee Stallion.
What happened though? For real?
I don't know. And I don't know why is Tory being protected in this situation. I don't get it.
Who's protecting him?
I mean, I guess they're not releasing that much information.
Nobody said it's him.
Who's saying it? Oh. I guess because it's still being investigated, so they can't say anything?
I guess.
Yeah, but if I'm Megan Thee Stallion and somebody shot me in the foot, in this social media era, I'd be like, yo, Tory, it would have been a tweet. Tory Lanez just shot me in the fucking foot.
Yeah.
Like, why is they not? It's got to be something more, yo. It can't be as simple as Tory Lanez shot Megan Thee Stallion. I'm telling you, it's got to be something more.
I think she can't. I think she can't say it was Tory because then whatever happened in that situation is her business is gonna come out too. Then
I think Tory Lanez was protecting her from something.
You think Tory was protecting her from someone?
I think it's something we don't know. I think there's something we don't know. I believe Tory Lanez was protecting Megan Thee Stallion.
So he's protecting her by shooting her in the foot?
Tory's not in jail.
He's not?
Tory ain't been charged with no shooting.
Really?
I'm telling you right now, I think Tory Lanez was protecting Meg Thee Stallion, bro. And you mean to tell me the best friends in the car, Meg Thee Stallion in the car, Tory Lanez in the car, and nobody's talking about what happened? Get the fuck out of here. In this era where all we do is talk about what the fuck happened in real time?
No.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I can't see Tory Lanez shooting Meg Thee Stallion in the foot just because he was upset with her. I don't
can't see it either.
I just think it's very strange that nobody has anything to say about this incident. People that were there. That's very weird. That's very telling that this is more than what we believe.
I think Tory shot her, and I think Megan is hiding the fact because her business is going to come out too if she tells that Tory.
What business could she have?
What business could you have?
Because it was already a secret, I guess, in a way that they were fucking around. And
they'd be on Instagram Live all the time, Taylor.
Yeah,
together.
but people could just think they're just friends. People don't know that they were fucking or not.
I'm not gonna lie, I love that because it reminds me of when back in my day when I was a whore. All women love short men, bro. All women love short men, yo. Some of the greatest women that I've ever cheated with
stop
have
lying
all
to
been
yourself.
6
I know, what?
Hills,
all
bro.
women love short men, bro.
All women love, at least.
Come on.
You know why? Because they could pick you guys up too then.
If Tory shot Meg Thee Stallion because of his fragile ego, Tory Lanez is a complete sucker. But I think it's got to be more to the story, bro. No, anybody fucking with Tory's music after that.
I fuck with Tory. Oh, no. What do you mean?
If we find out Tory shot Meg Thee Stallion in the foot, Tory is a rap.
You think it's over for him?
Bro, to shoot a woman?
Yeah.
In the foot? Let me tell you something. It took Chris Brown forever to rebound.
That's not true.
You trying to tell me that it didn't take Chris Brown forever to rebound?
But no, they tried to. And
he was right
Chris,
back.
Yo,
when he put that
no,
song,
he
Chris
wasn't
out with,
not.
yes, all right, sure. They didn't play him on the radio and everything, but he was still coming with some
I could transform
heat.
you.
It took Chris Brown forever
no, it didn't.
to come back.
I could transform you. That shit was fire, yo.
Are y'all serious?
I know mad people that were still listening to Chris. They were upset with him, don't get me wrong, but only maybe for I feel like maybe 2 months or 3 months. As long as this pandemic's been going on.
No way.
Yes.
No way.
Wow.
No way.
He was done for like 2-3 years.
That's not true. He was still putting shit out that people were listening to.
Nope.
Right.
People were chewing double mint. It was all about it, bro.
Chris Brown was 09. He lost all that double mint shit.
Nah.
The radio wasn't fucking with him.
You're right.
Chris Brown. Let me see. Chris Brown album after Rihanna incident. Let me see.
Nah, he killed it with Transform You, Ma. I remember that song.
But he had like a mixtape that
Transform
went really
You
well.
probably also.
Transform was hard, but I didn't like that.
And he was doing Transform You, I think. Deuces
was fucking in the 2010. It was like 2015.
2015.
Let me see.
And
that's
then
when it came out?
What was the Fast song with Busta Rhymes?
Okay, it says
Busta Rhymes rap
Brown
fast as
is
shit.
charged
What was
with
that?
2 felonies stemming from a
Remember
brutal attack
Busta Rhymes
on
rap
Rihanna.
so fucking fast, and it was almost like,
Look at me now.
look at me now. Look at me now.
Okay, he put out an album called Graffiti. I Can Transform You was the single.
Transform You killed. That shit was crazy.
Yeah, the White Club.
I don't remember Graffiti being a big album.
What?
Graffiti was not a good album.
No, it was on the way back. That's how he was getting
Chris
back.
Brown,
Transform
he
You.
peaked at number 11 on the R&B hip hop songs charts. Oh, the next year they let Chris Brown perform at the BET Awards. He cried.
That was the breaker when he did the Michael Jackson tribute.
The wild thing about this, if you look at this, Rihanna was killing.
Yeah.
Rihanna had number 1 albums all time. Like she was killing. Yeah. Chris Brown's first number 1 single since 2006 was Deuces. And that was a year and 6 months after the Rihanna incident.
That's nothing, bro.
That's cool.
That's
He
quick.
was chilling.
That's quick.
But no.
Yeah, but
I will
he-
say though, the
but
problem
think about
was though, he
everything
kept
he
getting in
lost,
trouble. He kept getting in
He
trouble.
kept getting in trouble. He was
afterwards.
beating somebody.
Yeah,
remember
the
radio
Robin
show
Roberts
or
shit when
He
he beat the
just started
chair. Good
chilling
Morning
now.
America.
He
Yo,
just started chilling.
listen, let's pay some bills. How about that?
Yeah, let's pay some bills. But
Yo.
the moral of the story is, I guess, I don't know, pray for Kanye.
Yeah, pray for him. Have him in your heart.
Pray for Kanye.
man.
And by the way, real quick, when y'all motherfuckers say pray for somebody, don't just use the goddamn hashtag and some prayer hands. Really get on your motherfucking knees and pray for people and stop performing for fucking social media. I hate that shit because I know y'all don't really pray. If you're being honest with yourself, be honest with yourself. Taylor, did you put hashtag pray for Ye?
Did I put hashtag pray for Ye?
Yes.
No. But
Have
I
you
did-
said pray for Ye in the past couple of days?
Yeah, actually talking
Did you
about
really
it.
pray for him?
Why? Time out. Why do I have to get on my knees to pray? Why can't I just like be
You
right
did
here
it
and
though.
pray,
You ain't
though?
do that.
Yeah. How do you know I don't
God
be
is,
praying?
God is watching you. Don't
yeah, he
lie.
does.
God
He's
is watching you.
listening too.
God's going to transform you.
I pray.
You better freaking, hey, tell the truth.
I prayed last night, honestly. For
Not for Kanye.
I did put Kanye in it.
She is lying,
I'm not lying.
her ass off. And God knows you're lying. That's the crazy part. God knows you're lying about this.
Why do you think I have to be lying about that? Well, if I just said, I would just say no then.
Promise to God that you prayed for Kanye last night.
Promise to God that I prayed for Kanye.
She said she put him in it.
She didn't say last night.
No, you said you put him in it.
I put him in it.
At the end, the middle.
I don't believe you.
How, like, what did he get? Was he like the star? Was he one of the stars? Were you a co-star?
Last night.
You did?
Yes.
Thank you. I don't understand why you have to get on your knees to pray, though, Charlotte. I don't understand why that's part of it. You could probably do the prayer just as good. If anything, you're closer to God standing. Right? Like, if anything, you should be looking up on your tippy toes, like, yeah. You're just like,
I don't think you have to get on your knees. I don't think you have to get on your knees to pray, but I just want y'all to look at all the lies Taylor told in a matter of 10 seconds. First, she said, I prayed for him. I just didn't get on my knees. Then she said, no, I prayed for him last night. Were you on your knees last night, Taylor?
Was I what?
Were you on your knees last night?
No, I wasn't.
See what I'm saying? Something ain't adding up.
What are you talking about?
But I don't care, though. I don't care. God knows. So it don't matter if you lie to me,
Will it make
Andrew,
it better if I
the
pray right
brilliant
now?
listening audience.
Will it make it better if I pray right now for him?
You should to repent so God don't transform you for fucking saying promise to him when you know you lied. Let's see it. Let's do it. Do the prayer for Kanye.
I'm
Lead the
not
prayer,
good
Taylor.
at
Let's go.
prayers, though. Like
Lead the prayer.
Do the prayer. God will
lead the prayer.
protect you.
Lead the prayer for Kanye. Go, Taylor.
Okay.
Go.
All right, go.
Bow your heads.
Dear God. You go, dear God.
Dear God, with all this tragedy happening in the world and pandemic, I'm really bad at this.
That's how I know you've never done it before.
No, because in public,
That's
it's a lot of-
exactly how I know you've never done it before.
That's
exactly how I know.
I do not know how to pray in public. I'm dead serious. This
Let's
is mad
do it
pressure.
You don't know how to pray in private.
Dear Lord.
All right, I'm gonna act like y'all not here.
Dear Lord.
Yes, act like we're not here. Go.
All right.
Dear
This is how
God.
you just usually tell my dear God.
Let's go.
Please, thank you for looking over everybody that I care about. And
What about
please
people
look.
you don't care about? He also looks over
God bless
them.
them too.
You can't interrupt the prayer shows. That's disrespectful.
Oh, my bad.
So this is a real prayer. Go.
Sorry.
Seriously. Bow your head. Go, Taylor.
All right. Dear Lord,
Really?
thank you for looking after me and everyone that I care about in these trying times. Please look after Kanye West, who is obviously dealing with a lot of not just stress, but a condition. And please guide him through his decisions, the right decisions. Please give him the strength and courage to say the correct things and find the words for the correct way to say what he really wants to say. And please just bless over everybody.
In Jesus' name we pray.
Yeah.
That's fire. That was a good prayer. Okay. I felt that one, yo. That's going to him. That's cutting the line, bro.
Andrew tweeted throughout the whole shit.
I was praying in my way. You know what I mean? We all reach God in different ways, bro.
Andrew said, I'll let you do the prayer. I'm going to put this hashtag out. Okay. Hashtag pray for you. God damn it.
But isn't that a prayer in a way, anyway, if you feel like, if you're tweeting it, you feel some type of way for it in a way?
No.
Think about it, bro.
That is not a prayer.
Do you think the people that are just tweeting like prayer hands for Kanye, you don't think that they don't want?
Absolutely not. It's all performative. They have not, if they're being honest with themselves, they have not performed. They're performing for each other on social media. Do you understand when something is hot? You got to get them likes. You know when you're driving by that Krispy Kreme and that goddamn hot and now light is on? When a topic is hot, you got to post about that shit right then and there in order to get them likes, bro. In order to get them retweets. In order to get them reposts. Yes. So I don't believe people that say pray for you are really praying for you.
You know, one thing I've always prayed for was clothes that fit. And it's actually cool that there's this company now called Indochino that they will make custom made and custom sized clothes for you. Okay. You can go into one of their locations. Obviously with Corona, it's a little bit tricky, but you can also do the the virtual style consultation and shop online. It's amazing what they can do. I'm telling you, you can go buy these shirts. Look how ill-fitting this shirt is. This shirt don't fit me at all. Okay. This shirt I'm wearing right now, this Carhartt right here. I love the shirt, but it does not fit because it's not made for my body type. It's made in this generic style and size that they hope will fit the most amount of people, not Indochino. I'm telling you, they do custom tailoring, custom suits, all for an affordable price. What you got to do is you got to do that virtual style guide. Just do the virtual style consultation. I'm telling you, you're going to like it. You go to Indochino, that's INDOCHINO.com. Right now, you get an extra $30 off any purchase of $399 or more at Indochino.com when entering the IDIOTS promo code at checkout. That's Indochino.com, promo code IDIOTS at checkout. I'm telling you, Indochino's suits start at $299. All customizations included. You can customize everything you want. They got blazers, shirts, coats, everything from the fabric, the lining, the lapel shape, monogram. All choice is yours. You go out there and you get it. Your clothing is then made to your exact measurements so it fits you perfectly. That's Indochino.com, promo code IDIOTS. Go get yourself right.
You got these church announcements, Schultz.
The announcements are a very important part of what we do in church.
Man, a bunch of shows have had to be rescheduled, obviously because of Corona. But besides that, man, we're just putting out these monologues every week. You know, we drop them on Saturday, so they've just been going crazy. I'm glad that y'all like them and y'all been sharing them, and I appreciate that so much. So keep doing that, man. It means a lot.
No, y'all do a great job.
Thank you.
With those monologues. And they
shout
rip
out to
on
the
you.
team, man. Shout out to Alex Media, Mark Gagnon, Robbie Slovic, and Miles McCreary, man. There's 4 of us putting these pieces out, and it's a lot of work, but it's fucking awesome to do. So.
They rip on YouTube. The best thing about the monologues to me is like, I don't have to agree with somebody as long as they make me think. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Yeah.
That's all I ask for. All I ask for in a conversation, even if I disagree with you, I don't approach a conversation convinced. I approach a conversation with what I believe I know. If you can give me a compelling argument that makes me think about what I think I'm convinced by, you did your job.
Yeah.
As a personality, as a commentator, whatever. You know?
Yeah.
And I told Andrew last week, I said, give me all the black jokes you don't use.
I know that shit cracked me up.
Because I know you got some good black jokes that you ain't letting rip, and that's good. I'm glad you're not letting them fly. All right?
Everybody
give
gets
them to
these
me.
jokes. Everybody gets these jokes, bro. We keeping it all in.
Because I got a lot of content, that I got a lot of things I got to create in the next couple months. So,
man, you know I got you, bro. Anything I could do to help, I'm there.
Give me all those black jokes. Give me the ones that you know gonna make me cringe and laugh at the same time.
The ones that Alex says we can't include right before we start recording.
That's the one. That's the one. Those are the ones I want.
We always do a black read-through.
Listen, black jokes matter, bro.
They do, bro.
But they matter when they come from black people. Slide them to me. Let me take all that heat. All right. Matter of fact, when I start this new TV show, when you see me say certain things, right? I want y'all as brilliant idiot listeners to be like, that was a hezzy. All right. That's a hezzy. That came from hezzy. All right.
Shit.
Now let's do some Ask an Idiot and get the fuck out of here.
Let's do it.
What we got, Taylor?
Okay. Well, you kind of already answered that. So, Black_6. How would y'all feel if y'all had kids ages 18 to 25 that decided to date someone older than y'all, like 50 and up? Would y'all be mad at that?
Wait, what is the question?
Basically, would y'all be mad if y'all...
That's a lot of math in that shit.
Basically, would you be upset if your daughter dated someone older?
Than
like,
me?
Yeah, almost like... or the
No,
same
but
age.
she said like y'all,
That's
50 and up.
That's what it says on here. That's what it said on here.
First of all, I'm only 42.
My daughter cannot date nobody older than me. No. Without a doubt. No, never. Not happening. Darla, you actually have daughters, so this is a real question to you.
I mean, that's such a difficult question because you really can't control what a young lady does or wants to do. And I think that a lot of times when women get put in those positions, they do what Kanye West does. They do what you tell them not to do. You know what I'm saying?
She gonna do that.
So I really don't know. I wouldn't like it. I definitely wouldn't approve of it. I definitely don't want this old motherfucker coming over for Thanksgiving. Okay? The fuck is wrong with you? And if I hear one goddamn, complaint that my daughter don't know who the fuck Wu-Tang Clan is, I'll probably punch you in your fucking mouth. Yeah, you my age and you're dating a goddamn 18-year-old. Of course you wouldn't know why the fuck Wu-Tang Clan is.
Yeah.
Right? Imagine that. Imagine a motherfucker come to my house, he my age, mad at me because my daughter don't know Wu-Tang. I thought you was the hip-hop guy, Charlotte. It'll be an accidental shooting in Jersey that night.
Yo,
okay?
And it's
little accidental shooting at the house.
Yeah, because you got to worry about your daughter and your wife. That guy can come for the whole family, bro. He can come for the whole family. Everybody's on watch.
Yeah, I don't judge men that date, much older, much younger women. I don't judge, but I do judge. Because I just don't understand why the fuck would you at 42 years old want to date an 18-year-old woman? I don't get it.
Don't they say to give them more energy or it keeps them young?
Yeah, you better take some CMOS. All right, you better find some strong pre-workout or something. What the fuck you mean?
Yeah.
What else?
What else we got?
A clock.
This is Ask an Idiot.
A clock with no hands wants to know 100,000 years from now, name one person that will be discussed most out of all people that's present living today.
Who will be discussed the most 100 years from now?
100,000.
100,000 years from now? We don't discuss nobody from 100,000 years ago?
Let's do 100 years.
100 years from now, who will be discussed the most? Current person.
It's going to be a lot.
Trump.
I would say not. I don't think Trump. I'd actually think, depending on what happens, it's Elon Musk. Because if we go to Mars and we actually populate Mars like they're thinking we're going to do, well, of course, motherfuckers are going to talk about the guy that got us there.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it might be Elon Musk. And also, if we do the Neuralink thing that he's talking about, where we actually partner up with robots and we use Neuralink to improve our brains, and if all of us are on that, we're going to talk about the guy who started it. I think it's Elon Musk, bro. 100 years.
It depends on if the Elon Musk of Mars or whatever planet or universe comes to Earth. You know what I'm saying?
If they get here first, then it's a wrap.
That's what I'm saying. If aliens come here first, Elon Musk is no longer genius.
Yeah.
He's only genius because based off our standards and our IQ levels and our levels of thinking and what we've created here.
He's the tallest midget.
There you go.
He's Tory Lanez.
There you go. He's Tory Lanez in a room full of Duvals. Okay. All right. He's Tory Lanez in the room full of
acting
Duval.
like Tory's taller than Duval.
I'm about to say, Duval is definitely taller than Tory.
No.
Yes.
Duval way taller than Tory.
Yes.
Yes. 100%.
Duval is definitely
yes.
taller than Tory.
No.
Yes, he is.
Yes. And his voice gets way lower when he goes.
No, he's not. You know why I know? Because I've never seen the top of Tory Lanez's head standing up. I can, like, when you're standing by Duval, you can see his bald spot.
Okay.
Remember when we had Tory in the studio?
Yeah.
And I had the overhead camera. I tried to get Nick to come put the camera on his bald spot, and he was about to fight Nick. But we had the Revolt TV cameras get that overhead shot. I couldn't see that just standing up next to Tory.
We were sitting down too.
No, but even standing up, you didn't notice that? You noticed the bald spot in Duval's head.
I think he was wearing pumps. He might have been wearing
Duval,
pumps.
bro. Tory got
or
Duval.
some sort of platform shoe.
Tory got Duval.
I don't think so. Nah, Duval's taller, bro.
I really think.
You think so?
You think because
Duval's taller.
Duval's skinnier though, and you like, I don't know.
Now they're both pretty skinny. Tory's
Not
real
like-
skinny.
Yeah, but Duval shows more how skinny he is.
You think?
Yeah, you always see him. You always has his shirt off. You don't see Tory Lanez with his
Tory
shirt
always
off.
got his shirt off the whole time.
You do? I'm not looking. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways.
What
Is
else?
this last two?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do two more. Ask an idiot.
Kevin Demoa, with cancel culture at an all-time high, do y'all think there's anyone who's truly uncancelable?
You're as cancelable as your fans allow.
I think 50 Cent's uncancelable.
Nah, it's your fans dictate if you're cancelable or not. That's all what it comes down to. Everybody's a business. You know what I mean? And the shareholders decide. So if you decide to do a show on Comedy Central, for example, and you say something that the fans of Comedy Central don't like, then they could cancel you from that show. But those people can never take away your fans. If your fans fuck with you for who you are and what you say and your natural opinions, the only way you can get canceled by your fans is if you change your opinions. That's what people don't realize about this cancel shit. It's like you getting canceled from spaces that your fans never existed in the first place. But if your fans fuck with you for what you say, they'll let you say whatever word, have whatever opinions because they know your intentions.
Who's truly been canceled though?
Say again?
Who has truly been canceled?
You could lose shit.
You can lose opportunities, but who's been canceled? What does that even? When people say canceled, what does that even mean?
I mean, I don't think they mean you get.
I think we throw that term out there because we need to have a word for what we're attempting to do to a person. Who the fuck has really been canceled?
What about that politician that used to be on SNL from like Minnesota or some shit? Fuck is it? Al Franken?
Al Franken.
He out of here.
He lost his job, but he still comes on TV sometime.
He does?
Yeah, he's been. I think. Where did I see Al Franken recently?
Anthony
Maybe
Weiner?
Bill Maher.
He got canceled. Yeah, this look. I'm not saying that
Politicians are different. Okay, I think politicians are different because they actually can lose shit, and that's their livelihood, and they can never be in politics
because
again.
they're liars.
I'm talking about entertainment wise.
No, because the same thing holds up with politicians. They're lying to their constituents. They're lying to their fans, their supporters about who they are. So when the truth comes out, their supporters go, "Oh, you weren't who you said you were." If you're truthful in what you are and what you do, like imagine people trying to cancel me for making a fucked up joke. All of my fans are going to be like, do you not know who he is? He makes fucked up jokes. That's what he does. You know what I'm saying?
Until you make the fucked up joke about somebody that's also fucked up that they like.
Nah, because they expect that from me. In my opinion, they expect that from me. They expect the fucked up jokes.
Yeah, I don't know what cancel culture is even trying to accomplish. Like, I don't know who's I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know who's cancelable because I haven't seen nobody get canceled yet. Even when they say shit like R. Kelly, R. Kelly's, I guess, canceled, but because he's not able to make content off himself, but people still make content off him. You understand what I'm saying? So even though he's not able to profit off his own name and his own story, other people do.
Right.
So I don't know. Same thing with Bill Cosby. Like, Bill Cosby's not able to make money off his own story, but if somebody came out with a documentary about Bill Cosby right now, motherfuckers will watch it. So you're really not canceling a person. You're still giving them energy. You're still keeping their name alive in a wild way because you can't tell the Bill Cosby story without telling all the shit he accomplished, right? Because you have to talk about the shit he accomplished in order to show why this downfall meant so much. Same thing with R. Kelly. or any of these people. So I don't know who. I really don't know.
I think canceling just means losing an opportunity or losing a job. I think that's what cancel. It doesn't mean like they have to like stop being a human being. It's simply, did they get fired? Did they lose an opportunity? Did they lose a job?
It just means being blackballed in a way.
Or being potentially blackballed, but like you could always come back in different spheres. But I think that's canceling. And I think it is out there. And it's also, are you losing a job for something that you don't really believe in?
Is Louis C.K. canceled?
Yeah. He lost a lot. He lost a lot. Now, he's still able to operate, but he lost millions of dollars, lost opportunities, lost his reputation. So, yeah, it is a problem, but like I think the way that you move around it is you create your fan base and create your supporters who know you and know your intentions, and then you service them. And
I wonder how that's interesting, right? Because I wonder how Louis C.K. fans feel, because Louis C.K., you know, he was the king of that, right? He was the king of fuck the industry. I'm gonna give it to you the way I want to give it to you, right? And his fans love him, but he also admitted to doing what it is they accused him of doing.
Nah, not exactly.
I thought he admitted to jerking off.
Yeah, but there's a lot more that goes on to that, and I'm not really allowed to talk about it, but there's a lot more that goes into that story, and that's the problem of when you give public apologies, is you apologize for what people think you did, not what you actually did. So when he said, I'm sorry, everybody was like, oh, he held the door closed and didn't let the girls out and jerked off all over him. And it's like, that's
every detail may not be true, but even still, if I'm a fan of you, that's weird, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even if I'm a fan of yours, that's weird that you like jacking off around people. Like,
yeah,
that's a little strange. That's all. I just wonder how his constituents feel about him.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah, it's possible. Anyway,
what do you think? One more, Taylor.
One more. On girls. Go.
Beggs Brighton. He wants to know: do you think if you grind and work hard enough, anyone can make it, or make it to where they want to be, or do you think some people will work so hard and still end up not making it? Do you have any examples of people who you know that never made it, but they always work tirelessly?
I think there are a lot of people who like think they're working hard,
but what's making it too?
And also another thing is making it, but like I think there's a lot of people who think they're working hard, but they're just doing the fun part. You know, like I know there's a lot of stand-ups who will do like 5 shows a night or 4 shows a night, and for me, I've always looked at the stand-up being on stage as not work. That's the fun. The work is what happens off stage, going over your sets, understanding how to make jokes better, understanding how to like market yourself and how to get your name out there and understand what your demographic is and like what's happening in comedy and how you can get advantage. Like I never once looked at being on stage practicing the jokes as work, because that is so much fun. So I think a lot of people get confused about the hours of work they put in. They're like, yo, I'm going up every single night, or yo, I'm practicing this every single night. It's like, yeah, that's the fun. That's not work.
Yeah.
Do the work, you'll get where you need to go.
Yeah, I mean, that's a loaded question. I don't know if that there's like one correct answer to it, because I do think making it is subjective. You know what I'm saying? And I also think that sometimes you may have a good plan, but it's not God's plan for you. So yeah, you might work every night, bust your ass, and you might make a great living, but you might not ever become Kevin Hart. You know what I mean? You might not ever become, you know, Dave Chappelle, but does that matter?
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if that matters or not. Like, so it's just really about what your definition of making it is. I know a lot of millionaire comedians who are not all over your television, who are not hosting SNL, but their house is amazing.
Right.
Their cars are amazing. You know what I'm saying? They get to pay all their bills. What's the dude name that was always touring? The Indian guy.
Russell Peters.
Killing it. Shit. Who wouldn't want to be Russell Peters?
I mean, at one point in time, I think he was the most successful comedian in the world.
That's what I'm saying. So it's just like, you probably don't even, I guarantee we said that name. A lot of people probably don't know who Russell Peters is.
Yep.
But why wouldn't you want to be Russell Peters? Taylor don't know who Russell Peters is.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
The Garden,
so it's like
arenas
making it is subjective.
That's
and
true.
Also, you work hard and you're gonna get what you will out of it. I think the biggest thing is defining what making it is.
Yeah, I think
you know what I'm
that's
saying.
true. It's like deciding what is enough for you, or what is it that you truly want.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in to Brilliant Idiots this week.
My brothers, my sisters.
We apologize from last week.
Oh, yeah.
They were very upset.
Sorry for being late last week. We've been busy.
Listen, man. Ain't nobody got time to be losing shit because of y'all. Okay? So we gotta, right? We gotta comb through this shit with a fine tooth comb. All right. And I don't know about y'all, but my definition of making it is a lot different than a lot of people. Right. And I'm bringing people with me. Okay.
Appreciate y'all, man.
That's all. As always, if you listen to this podcast, you think we're smart, you think we're intelligent, you think we're brilliant, you're absolutely right. If you listen to this podcast and you think we're just a couple idiots who don't know shit, you're right too. It's the Brilliant Idiots Podcast. Thank you for listening.